VBN, The Rich Video Blog Network, home to weekly NFL predictions, great personality profiles, great professional wrestling video blogs, great sports video blogs, great MBTA video blogs, and tons more. Collection of my work goes back to June of 2014 on various social media websites. RVBN, the only video blog that matters on the internet. Time now is 8:47 in the morning in Billerica, Massachusetts on Tuesday, March 14, 2017. About 25 degrees in Billerica, Massachusetts, and it's snowing lightly, and the snow is going to start ramping up later on today. We had a brief lull in the action, but don't get fooled. Sometimes snowstorms have lulls, so you have to be it's deceiving. Still, they're talking about a foot or more of snow. If you don't have to be on the roads or anywhere today, stay home and watch the news or sleep. Or most likely you'll be shoveling several times today. Just be careful shoveling snow. Don't shovel more than you can. And especially the southern part of New England, where the snow is going to be heavy and wet. It's like shoveling concrete. My first video blog subject today is about former WCW and ECW valet Missy Hyatt. But first, the news report from the RVBN Newswire. Boston Bruins beat the Vancouver Canucks by a score of 6-3. Brad Marchand had a hat trick. He's tied for the lead with Sidney Crosby of the NHL in gold with 35. And he is 1 point back of Connor McDavid of the Oilers for the most points in the NHL this season. Wouldn't that be something if Brad Marchand led the league in gold, scored, and points? The Rocket Rashad Trophy and the Atlas Trophy. He probably would be a finalist for the Hart Trophy for League's MVP, but I don't think Brad's going to win it because Brent Burns of the San Jose Sharks defenseman is having a monster year as a defenseman, and he's probably my pick for League MVP. Also, Venezuela beat Italy in the World Baseball Classic. And it's Happy National Pie Day. And 13 years ago today, Chris Benoit beat Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Triple H, and Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid, in a triple threat match at the main event for WrestleMania 20 to win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. But Chris Benoit does not exist in WWE Universe. He's been erased from existence. But that's about it on news from the RVBN Newswire. Be back in a flash with my first video blog subject of the day. Get out. You're so sweet cause they're cute. The more the merrier. Go find something to do. I'm doing good. I know. Time to move on, Rich. Are you writing a book? Want to put a rage on that, Richie? And business is about to pick up. Oh my! Great quotes only on RVBN. Time now is 8:51 in the morning, Billerica, Massachusetts, and it's March 14th, 2017, a Tuesday. I'm back. My first video blog subject today is about former ECW and WCW manager valet Missy Hyatt. Missy Hyatt was in the world of sports entertainment for close to 30 years on and off. She had also the moniker of the First Lady of Wrestling as well. Missy Hyatt was born and she grew up in Tallahassee, Florida. Her real name is Melissa Hyatt, and it's spelled H-I-A-T-T instead of H-Y-A-T-T, so that's her real name. And when Missy was growing up, she was a big wrestling fan. When she was in her early 20s, she hung out with the wrestlers. She once dated Jake the Snake Roberts. And she was also friendly with Tommy Wildfire Rich, the former NWA World Champion and the icon of Georgia Championship Wrestling. Missy Hyatt made her professional wrestling debut in 1985 in World Class Championship Wrestling. She was the manager valet of Hollywood John Tatum, and she was the manager of him when he and Jack Victory teamed up. In real life, Missy was dating John, and also Missy got involved in matches, and she had a feud with Sunshine, the other valet in World Class Championship Wrestling, and they had a big feud which culminated at the Parade of Champions 3 in Dallas, Texas, at Texas Stadium. Sunshine beat Misty, but that was only about, fans for that event was only about 14,000. Soon afterwards, Missy and John and Jack left World Class Championship Wrestling to go to Mid-South Wrestling, which at the time was being rebranded as Universal Wrestling Federation, also known as the UWF. And Missy still dated John for a while, but then she and John broke up, and Missy dated Eddie Gilbert, who was also worked at UWF as a wrestler / manager / booker. And Missy feuded with Dark Journey and a couple of other valets in UWF. In early 1987, Missy got a tryout with the WWE. She had a talk show segment called Missy's Manners, which replaced Piper's Pit, but the talk show was a bomb, big time. Missy was way over her head. She wasn't ready for the WWE. Missy was supposed to go to become a featherette and kind of have like a little feud with the Honky Tonk Man, but Missy just said that being a featherette would be beneath her. She left, and later on in 1987, Missy Hyatt dated Eddie Gilbert, and they also had Hot Stuff International and the First Family of Wrestling, which included Sting and Rick Steiner, among others. In 1988, Missy and Eddie Gilbert went to the CWA, the Memphis territory, and she was like feuding with Jerry the King Lawler, and also like kind of flirtatious with a guy named Scott Levy, who became Raven. Also, Missy hosted a segment on Continental Wrestling. In 1989, Eddie Gilbert went to WCW to be part of the booking committee and a wrestler. Missy followed him to there. She managed Eddie Gilbert and Rick Steiner and Scott Steiner for a while. Eventually, Missy and Eddie broke up, and their marriage ended, and Missy became an announcer. She was a color commentator on WCW Main Event and hosted the WCW Hotline Sunday nights. And Missy Hyatt got into a feud with Paulie Dangerously for several months, which was very, very funny. Also around this time, Missy dated Jason Hervey, who was famous for playing Arnold on The Wonder Years. They dated for about a couple of years. Need to do a video blog on Jason Hervey sometime in the near future. Eventually, Missy feuded with Medusa, having a bikini contest at Beach Blast 1992, which was awesome. And Missy eventually she was relegated to be commentating like international television for WCW. When Ric Flair came to back to WCW in 1993, Missy wanted to manage him, Ric Flair, but Ric Flair turned Missy down, and she also was turned down by Arn Anderson and Paul Omer. And so Missy Hyatt had to get the Nasty Boys, Knobs and Sags. And Knobs and Sags beat the Four Horsemen at Fall Brawl 1993 to become WCW World Tag Team Champions. Missy Hyatt dressed in the Nasty Boys gear with the leather jackets and stuff. She was the nastiest girl in the world. And Missy was the manager of the Nasty Boys until early 1994, when she got mad at Eric Bischoff because there was photos all over WCW headquarters in Atlanta where there was a picture of Missy Hyatt like attacking Hawk of the LLD, and the like pictures showed Missy actually having a nipple slip. She did not like that at all. She sued WCW for sexual harassment, and there was also another rumor going around that Missy was mad because WCW was on the verge of bringing Sherry Martel in, and Sherry Martel was, slated to be the manager of the Nasty Boys when she came, and that would have had a feud with Missy and Sherry. Missy then, for the next couple of years, kind of stayed low from the wrestling business, working as a bartender. She came back in January of 1996 to ECW. She was a manager of the Sandman for several months before getting fired by ECW in the summer of 1996. Then Missy went to the AWF as a commentator, but that did not last too long. And Missy's been doing many independent things for the next 15 to 20 years. She actually won some world titles from small independent promotions in Canada, and she also got a degree in nursing. She opened up a website with former wrestling divas, which was kind of a soft-core porn website with nudity and stuff, which included Sunny and a few other ones, including Elektra. And Missy's now retired from the wrestling business, or so she says. Missy Hyatt's career was decent, in my humble opinion. She was at the level of some divas, which she could have been one of the most popular divas of all time in the world of professional wrestling if she was stayed in WCW for many, many years in a prominent role. And that's about it on her. I'll be back later. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Google Plus to more video blogs. My take on the commuter rail MBTA weekend service being dropped. And the third and final video blog of the night will be about why hasn't there been too many defensemen winning the Hart Trophy in NHL. That's League's most valuable player. Keep calm, everybody. I'm Julie Bunny Guy, Molly Roseblood, WCCO Oxen has nice legs. Elizabeth Hart, so sunny, she's best. Amy Sweezy's awesome, Amy. Linda Church of WPIX Channel 11, New York, such a wagon. Google's best legs, New York City, Brown on. Bobby gives ABC 11, Sweet Southern accent, best legs, Raleigh, North Carolina. Gwen Claire, WHGH Channel 7, Boston, is such a cute lady blonde. And Lisa Bell of New 6 is awesome, and she's got 4th best legs in Orlando, Florida, behind Amy Sweezy, Elizabeth Hart, and her colleague Julie Broughton, my lady. Bye now.